are.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
No.
What the? Oh, you know what? That switch is on, and I drained the hot water heater yesterday when we moved. And then I plugged in the trailer, and so the hot water had no water in it when I plugged it back in. So that'll burn out that element every single time.
Oh my gosh, what do we do?
We gotta go down to Lowe's or Ace Hardware and take out this element, take it with us, and go get a new one.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Sue.
I'm Bob.
And we're Good Times RV. Not having a good time if you saw the previous clip.
Yeah, huh?
So, FYI, Bob has investigated and figured out exactly a flag, exactly what the problem may be. And?
It's the heating element. Most likely I let it burn out. So everybody learns this lesson once. You don't have to take your rig to a dealer and let it sit there for months.
Yeah.
This is a very quick installation, removal and installation, and we'll show you how to do it.
So here's the deal though. As we get older, we get forgetful.
That's
and
right.
You can do something 500 times and then still forget the process.
Yep.
And that's what happened to us. Normally all the switches are off. The electric switch was still on, and Bob drained the water heater for our trip to the campground.
Yep.
So what happens is, if the water heater is not full of water and we plug it in and the switch is on, it burns out that element.
It sure does.
So we're going to show you how we get the element off and the tools that you need, and we're going to get it done because we're going to Lowe's. All right, hang in there. All right, all good projects come with a first is first. So what is the first thing that we need to do, Bob?
First thing to do is we shut down the power to our fifth wheel. Be sure that there's nothing that'll short out or anything like that. This water heater, when it's on electric, it's on 110. It does not run on 12 volts. So we're going to shut down the power and make sure everything's safe.
All right, do it. Live action shot as Bob shuts off the power. Blink. Done. And now, what's next?
Well, in case you don't know, your water heater is located under this cover. We lost the grate out of it. Got to replace that today.
That's next on our list.
And but it's under this cover. It is on all rigs. Has a cover very similar to this. Just turn the little handle, pop that out. Now our element is right behind this little plate here. So what do I need? A screwdriver, right? Okay, going to get a screwdriver. This is where I go. I keep my small toolbox to keep just a few hand tools in, you know.
Few hand tools?
Yeah, man.
That's more than a few hand tools.
Okay. Yeah, just a couple things in here. This is a very good way to carry this toolbox. Okay. Screwdriver in hand.
Go.
Okay, so it's got 3 screws on it. Take those out one at a time. Okay, we got the screws out. Now we're just going to pull this little cover off. And right there is the heating element. You'll see it's got a white wire and a black wire. The black wire is on top.
And we need to remember that, just in case there's a polarity here.
What kind of screw is it? Can you see that?
Oh, it looks like a Phillips head.
Oh, Phillips. Okay.
Oh, we need another tool.
Back to the magic box. And it looks like we've got some nice Phillips head screwdrivers in here. This one here's a good one because it's magnetic on the tip.
Oh, that's nice.
You won't drop the screw in the grass. So with Phillips head, we just lefty loosey and righty, what is it, righty goosey? Or
Righty-tighty.
Oh, righty-tighty. That's right. Okay, the black one was on top.
Taking that out.
I'm just
Magnetic.
gonna lay those there because they'll be there when we come back. Boy.
Whoever put those on had Herculean
I don't
strength.
want to meet that guy in a dark alley. Okay.
Or any guy for that matter.
There we go.
All right.
So that exposes the hot water heater. Now we've got, I carry this in my water bay. This is a special socket that fits that hot water heater. As you can see,
Let me see the package.
yeah. It's a 5-inch. It's a 1.5-inch socket. If you've got a 1.5-inch socket, and you should be able to even take it out with that. But I bought this thing years ago. Have never used it, but I was ready to. You get them at any home improvement or hardware store or anything like that. Once again, things like this are kind of fun when you don't have to go to the dealer and wait for your rig to get back.
And it gives you something to do today.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, fine.
So one thing I forgot to say is on our model of hot water heater, there's a switch on the bottom here, and I need to turn that to off. So when we put power back to the rig, we'll bring up the water heater one at a time. We also turned off the switch on our panel inside. Okay? One thing I forgot to say is you need to drain the hot water heater. So, oops, let me put it on bypass.
So bypass will not allow any more water to fill
Right.
in the water heater.
That's correct. Water inside here isn't going to hurt anything. And we've got this pressure valve open. Okay.
So why do we have to open the pressure valve?
It allows air into the tank, pushes out the water that's in it.
Okay.
Okay, so, and then stand to the side when you do this, because,
Otherwise you're going to wear it.
yeah, that's right. There we go.
Woo!
One other thing I forgot to say is on our particular hot water heater, we have an anode rod, and this is called a sacrificial anode rod. It sacrifices itself to minerals that come in the water. And you replace these, we're full timers, we replace it about every year or so, maybe 2 years. And then in between, when I pull it out, I also use steel wool on it to clean off any little barnacles or anything that's on it. So anyway, that's the anode rod.
Okay.
And now we're gonna use our
Special tool.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put the anode rod back in the hot water heater, because with the way my mind works, I'll forget.
So if you're a weekend camper, how often should you check that? Or should you empty that water heater every single time after you're done camping?
I empty it because it's a 12-gallon hot water heater, and at 8 pounds per gallon, I don't want to pull 96 pounds down the road. So I always empty it, and it gets out, helps flush out anything that might be in there.
Perfect.
We're filtered pretty good with a water softener and everything, so we don't get a lot of debris inside there. Ahead, use our socket, our special socket, to pull this element out. And you'll notice on this socket it's got a hole that goes all the way through it. That's to put a screwdriver in it to turn it. So, there's the other one. There we go.
Maybe the same guy put this on, did the screws.
I know, that put those screws on the wires. There me get that on first. There we go. Get the wires out of the way.
Takes a little finesse.
It does.
Not a lot of
There
room
we
to
go.
work there.
Yeah, there is. Maybe I can.
There we go.
Once you get it broke loose, I can turn it by hand. Okay.
She's dirty.
Yeah.
Does it look like anything's wrong with her?
You know, it really doesn't. It's still intact. It's like a giant fuse, really, is what it is. But I think we're going to put a new one in it anyway. And, well, there's
smegma in there.
smegma in there. Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this with us to the hardware store. You can get it at Ace or Lowe's or any home improvement store. And we're going to put a new one in. But if you pull out the old one first, I think this is a 9-inch one or 10-inch. Some hot water heaters have a 6-inch or an 8-inch, so you'll want to pull it out first and take it with you.
All right. Let's go shopping.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm inserting the new water heater element, and this new one just screws right in there. And then I've got my wrench and everything.
Where did it go? There it is.
Okay. Now we're going to tighten this down.
Just the reverse of how we took it off,
Just
right?
just everything reversed, yep. Alrighty, that done. And we're going to put in our two wires.
Oh, let me dry those.
Somehow, it's okay. Alrighty, now we're gonna screw back on our wires.
I'm the trusty assistant.
Yep, sure they are. Goes nice and tight. One more wire here.
Good thing that's magnetic.
Yeah, magnetic screwdriver. That would have been on the ground, in the grass.
And gone forever.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, get in the hole. With my glasses, I can't see anything. That doesn't make
That's not the hole.
Oh, that's
It's
not
right
the
here.
hole. That's why. Oh my gosh. Okay. There it is.
Turn that wire all the way around so it contacts back here. Go the other way. There you go.
There we go.
Keep turning it. There you go. I'll hold it.
Okay. There we go. Nice and tight. Okay.
And go.
Alrighty, then we're going to stick our plastic cover back on. This screwdriver is not magnetic.
It's the flathead screws.
Yeah, it's the flathead. So we've got two in. This is the third one. That's what holds this cover on. There's three of them. There we go. Alrighty.
And
So everything's back together. Put in the new heating element, wires attached, the protective cover back on that. So now we'll go turn on the power, and I'm going to go ahead and start filling the water tank, because that's what we did last time. So we'll start filling that, and when that's full, I'll turn back on the power to the hot water heater, and we got one switch in the bottom. So if yours isn't working, that might be one thing to check, is that sometimes at the dealer, if it's new, they leave those off.
And are there different styles of switches where some of them might be a toggle switch that doesn't look important?
No, the ones
or are they all always like that?
The ones I've seen, and for the rigs we've owned, they all have that same exact switch.
Okay.
Up, I turn back on the power. I turn on my little switch down here that turns on the outside part. Putting the cover back on. And that's it. I gotta turn it on inside, flip that switch, and we'll give it an hour or so, see if it starts to get warm.
Woohoo!